Welcome to my channel, Old Coins History 333. In this video, I am going to tell you about the rare Washington quarter dollar from the United States of America, which is very valuable and very old. Top 1. Washington quarter dollar. Specifically, the 2000 Washington quarter dollar with its unique and lesser-known humpbacked design is a coin that has caught the attention of collectors and investors alike. If you're a coin enthusiast or just curious about how certain coins can fetch incredible amounts at auction, then you're in for a treat as we dive deep into the fascinating story of this particular coin, its history, its design, its minting, and why it's not just a rare find, but a potential fortune. First, let's talk about the Washington quarter dollar itself. This coin has been a staple of American currency since 1932, and its design has undergone various iterations over the years. Initially, the quarter featured George Washington's profile on the obverse, designed by artist John Flanagan. The reverse has changed several times to reflect different national symbols and events, from the eagle to the 50-state designs, and later, the America the Beautiful series. However, it's the 2000 Washington quarter dollar that stands out due to a subtle yet significant error that transformed it into one of the most sought-after coins in modern history. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is so special about the 2000 Washington quarter dollar? The key is in the coin's design flaw, affectionately known as the humpback error. But before we get into the specifics of this rare anomaly, it's important to understand the context in which this coin was minted. The year 2000 was a significant one in the United States, as the country was on the cusp of the new millennium. The U.S. Mint had been releasing a series of quarters to honor each of the 50 states, a project that began in 1999. These quarters featured designs that were chosen through state-specific competitions, and the 2000 quarters were no exception. This was the year when the states of Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut were honored with their own special designs. It was during this time, amidst a flurry of state-themed quarter releases, that an unexpected and rare error occurred in one of the coin's dies. A handful of 2000 Washington quarters were mistakenly struck with a die that had been slightly misaligned, creating a bump or hump along the edge of Washington's neck on the obverse side. This is where the humpback name comes from. These coins weren't meant to be released to the public, but due to a mistake in the minting process, they made their way into circulation. The error itself was subtle at first, and not everyone noticed it. However, as eagle-eyed collectors began to examine these coins closely, the unusual feature became apparent. It was a misalignment in the die that caused part of George Washington's neck to appear raised, giving the appearance of a hump. Such die errors aren't common, and when they happen, they create a buzz in the numismatic community. What makes the 2000 Washington quarter dollar even more interesting is that only a very small number of these humpback coins exist. It's important to note that error coins are not just interesting because of their imperfections. In fact, in the world of coin collecting, errors are often prized because they represent something unique. The 2000 Washington quarter dollar with the humpback design is no exception. While most quarters struck in 2000 feature a smooth, unblemished portrait of George Washington, the humpback version is a one-of-a-kind anomaly. That's what makes it so valuable to collectors. But where did these coins come from, and why did they slip through the cracks of the U.S. Mint's quality control? The answer lies in the sheer number of coins that the Mint produces each year. The U.S. Mint produces billions of coins annually, and errors, while rare, can and do happen. The humpback quarters were produced in a limited quantity and were never supposed to reach circulation, but with the vast amount of quarters minted during the 2000 release, a few slipped by. These coins were not noticed until they had already circulated, making them even harder to track down today. Now, you might be asking, how did collectors discover these coins? Like many rare and unusual items, it started with a few observant coin collectors who began noticing something was off. These individuals have an uncanny ability to spot minor details, and after closely examining the 2000 quarters, they found that a small number of them exhibited this strange bump on Washington's neck. News of the discovery quickly spread among coin collectors, and demand for these coins began to rise. Once the error was officially recognized, the hunt for these quarters began. Coin dealers and collectors scoured through their collections, checking every 2000 Washington quarter they could find. As more and more people became aware of the error, the price of the coin began to rise. At first, it was seen as a curiosity, a coin with a small but fascinating flaw. But over time, it became clear that this coin was much rarer than anyone had initially thought, and its value began to skyrocket. So, what is the 2000 Washington $quarter humpback worth today? Well, if you've been keeping track, you know that error coins can sometimes command impressive sums at auction. But this one is special. The rarity of the coin, combined with the fact that it's an error that occurred during a momentous year in U.S. coinage, has made it one of the most coveted pieces among collectors. Some of these 2000 Washington quarters with the humpback error have sold for astronomical amounts. In fact, the most coveted examples of this error coin have been known to fetch as much as $30,000 or more in well-established coin auctions. That's right. What was once a common 2000 Washington quarter, worth just 25 cents, has now become a highly valuable item in the numismatic world. Its value depends on several factors, including its condition, rarity, and the presence of the humpback error. Coins that are in pristine condition, especially those graded by professional organizations like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, tend to fetch higher prices. For those who are lucky enough to possess one of these rare coins, it represents not only a piece of American history, but also a potentially significant financial windfall. But even if you don't own one, the story of the 2000 Washington $quarter is a reminder of the unpredictable and fascinating world of coin collecting. The value of this coin may continue to rise as more collectors learn about it and as fewer examples remain in circulation. The beauty of coin collecting is that every coin tells a story of history, craftsmanship, and sometimes a touch of serendipity. The 2000 Washington quarter with the humpback error is a perfect example of how something as simple as a minting mistake can transform an ordinary coin into a coveted treasure at SO. As you go through your spare change or explore the world of coin collecting, always remember that sometimes the most valuable things are the ones you least expect. The 2000 Washington $quarter humpback is proof that a small error can turn an everyday object into something extraordinary. As we wrap up this fascinating journey through the story of the 2000 Washington $quarter, remember that the world of numismatics is filled with surprises. You never know what hidden gems are waiting to be discovered, and sometimes those surprises come in the form of a tiny flaw that makes all the difference. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. The 2000 Washington $quarter with the humpback error is worth up to $30,000 in some cases, depending on its condition, rarity, and demand. So, next time you find yourself sorting through a pile of quarters, take a closer look. You never know if you'll stumble upon a treasure worth more than you ever imagined. Top 2. We're going to take an in-depth look at this coin's fascinating history, the inspiration behind its striking design, the minting process that brought it into existence, and why it's become one of the most sought-after coins of recent years. Stick with us as we reveal why this 2013 quarter is valued at a jaw-dropping $18,000. The Washington quarter has long been one of the most enduring coins in U.S. currency. First introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday, the coin has undergone numerous changes throughout its history, with different reverses and obverse reflecting the changing tides of American history. Yet, by the time the 21st century rolled around, the U.S. Mint had embarked on a series of coin designs that would honor iconic American landmarks and historic moments, further deepening the connection between coin collectors and American heritage. In 2013, the United States Mint released a series of state and national park-themed quarters as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. Each of these quarters was designed to celebrate one of the nation's most cherished national parks, monuments, or historical sites. The 2013 quarters featured designs that honored the parks and monuments of 5 different states: New Hampshire, Maine, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and South Dakota. And that's where our story begins. The quarter featuring Mount Rushmore National Memorial, located in the Black Hills of South Dakota. This design was part of the America the Beautiful series and was released as the 5th coin of the year. The Mount Rushmore quarter holds a unique place in American history and culture, as the monument itself is one of the most recognizable and iconic symbols of the United States. Mount Rushmore, which features the carved faces of 4 U.S. presidents, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln, has become a symbol of American democracy, freedom, and leadership. The monument's colossal size and intricate detail have made it a site of both historical and cultural significance. So, It comes as no surprise that the U.S. Mint chose to feature it on the 2013 quarter as part of their effort to celebrate American history through the America the Beautiful program. Let's talk about the design of this stunning coin. The obverse of the quarter, as always, features a profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This design, which has been in use since the coin's inception in 1932, continues to remind us of Washington's role as the first president of the United States and one of the country's founding figures. On the reverse of the coin, however, we see the breathtaking Mount Rushmore design, which is a testament to both artistic talent and historical reverence. The design was created by artist John M. Mercanti, one of the most respected engravers at the U.S. Mint, who brought the vision of Mount Rushmore to life with stunning clarity and precision. The design showcases the four monumental faces of the U.S. presidents, carved into the granite of Mount Rushmore. Beneath the faces, the name of the state, South Dakota, is engraved, along with the inscriptions E Pluribus Unum, 2013, and quarter dollar. The coin's reverse design captures not only the monumental size of the sculpture, but also the majesty of the Black Hills, blending history, geography, and artistry into one cohesive piece. The coin was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, with each mint mark appearing at the bottom right of the reverse side. In total, more than 200 million of these Mount Rushmore quarters were produced, making it a relatively common coin when compared to others in the America the Beautiful series. But don't let that fool you. While many of these quarters are still circulating today, there is something that sets a select few apart from the rest, making them worth far more than their face value. So, how does a coin like this become a collector's item? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and, most importantly, the discovery of certain errors or unique features that make it stand out from the rest. One of the reasons why the 2013 Mount Rushmore quarter has gained so much attention is because of the relatively high demand from collectors for coins with impeccable condition, and especially those that were released early in the program's run. When coins are first minted, some are not quite up to the standards expected of legal tender. The most pristine examples of these coins, especially those that have been carefully preserved by collectors, can command high prices in the marketplace. Some of the first-run 2013 Mount Rushmore quarters were immediately set aside by savvy collectors who understood that these pieces, in near-perfect condition, would become increasingly rare as time went on. The coins that were circulated, subjected to wear and tear, became less valuable as they showed signs of age. On the other hand, coins that were kept in mint condition, specifically those that are graded as MS 67 or higher by professional grading services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, have a much higher market value. This is because a grade of MS 67 or above indicates that the coin is in nearly flawless condition, with only very minor imperfections, if any at all. Beyond condition, the rarity of these coins is another key factor driving their value. While the 2013 Mount Rushmore quarter was produced in large quantities, the number of coins that have been kept in perfect condition, or those with specific mint errors, is much smaller. Collectors and investors know that rarity increases value. When a coin is released into circulation, there are millions of others just like it. However, the number of pristine examples, or those with unique errors, can be much smaller, which drives demand. So, what's the current value of the 2013 Mount Rushmore quarter dollar? If you were to walk into a store or a coin shop today, you'd find that these coins are generally worth only face value, 25 cents. However, for collectors who are keenly aware of the potential hidden in these coins, the value can reach astonishing heights. In recent years, certain examples of the 2013 Mount Rushmore quarter have sold for as much as $18,000 in high-end auctions. This is primarily for coins that are in perfect condition, graded at MS 67 or higher, and are sought after by serious collectors who understand the value of quality and rarity. To put that into perspective, a coin that was originally worth just 25 cents could potentially be worth 72,000 times its original value. For those who managed to find one of these rare, perfect specimens, their decision to hold on to it has certainly paid off handsomely. In fact, some collectors have made significant profits by buying these coins at a relatively low price and then reselling them at auction for a much higher price. But there's another layer to the story here, one that speaks to the broader significance of the Mount Rushmore quarter. This coin isn't just valuable because of its rarity or the condition in which it exists. It's also valuable because it tells a story. It tells the story of America's journey, its iconic leaders, and its deep connection to the land itself. Mount Rushmore, with its 4 presidential faces carved into the mountain, serves as a constant reminder of the ideals of democracy, freedom, and leadership. By owning this coin, collectors are not just acquiring a rare piece of currency. They are preserving a part of American history. Now, as we conclude, you might be wondering whether you have a 2013 Mount Rushmore quarter in your collection that could be worth $18,000. Well, the best way to determine its value is to have it professionally graded. A coin expert can assess its condition and let you know whether it's worth keeping or if it's time to sell. And whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the world of numismatics, the journey of discovering the hidden potential in these coins is an exciting one. Remember, in the world of coin collecting, the hunt is just as rewarding as the find. You never know what treasures are hidden in your change jar, your pocket, or your local coin shop. And for those who are lucky enough to come across a 2013 Mount Rushmore quarter in pristine condition, they hold a piece of American history that could be worth thousands of dollars. So, the next time you handle a coin, take a moment to appreciate the artistry, the craftsmanship, and the history behind it. And who knows, you might just be holding onto a coin worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 3. When you think of iconic American coins, the Washington quarter often comes to mind. As one of the most enduring symbols of U.S. currency, the Washington quarter has undergone several transformations throughout its history. But among its many years of production, there's one year, 1998, that stands out as a special moment for coin collectors, investors, and numismatists alike. This particular Washington quarter, produced in 1998, is more than just a piece of currency. It's a rare gem, holding both historical significance and immense collector value. Let's take a deep dive into the fascinating world of the 1998 Washington quarter dollar. We'll explore its design, the unique context in which it was minted, the rare factors that contribute to its value, and of course, the incredible $35,000 it can fetch on the open market today. Before we delve into the specifics of the 1998 Washington quarter, it's important to understand the historical significance of the Washington quarter as a whole. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by artist John Flanagan, the coin features the profile of Washington on the obverse side and an eagle on the reverse. This design remained largely unchanged for decades, making the Washington quarter one of the most recognizable coins in the world. However, by the 1990s, the U.S. Mint was seeking ways to honor American history through new and innovative designs. In 1998, the Mint was in the midst of its 50 State Quarters program, a landmark initiative that began in 1999. The program was designed to release a new quarter every year, each showcasing a different state's symbol or landmark. While the program officially began in 1999, the 1998 Washington quarter set the stage for what was to come. 1998 was a pivotal year for the quarter, as it marked the beginning of a new chapter in U.S. coinage. Although the 50 State Quarters program hadn't yet started, the 1998 Washington quarter was part of the broader transition in coin design that would soon captivate the nation. For this reason, the 1998 Washington quarter is often seen as a transitional year, a moment before the flood of state-themed quarters would change the way Americans viewed their currency. Now, let's talk about the design of the 1998 Washington quarter itself. Like most quarters of the time, the obverse side of the coin features the iconic image of George Washington, the first president of the United States. His image, as designed by John Flanagan, has become a symbol of American democracy and leadership. Flanagan's depiction of Washington, with his stern profile and confident expression, is timeless and instantly recognizable. But where the 1998 Washington quarter stands out from others is in its reverse design. For the first time in decades, the reverse of the quarter features a new engraving, this time not of an eagle, but of a drum and bugle. The design was meant to evoke a sense of patriotism and respect for the country's history, particularly in relation to the military and its role in American life. While this reverse design was not adopted permanently, it's notable for its unique representation of American heritage. The drum and bugle design, though simple, holds a powerful symbolism. The drum represents the military history of the United States, while the bugle signals unity and courage in times of war. While it may seem like a small change, this reverse design carries with it echoes of the American Revolution and the country's early military history. The U.S. Mint's decision to include such a design was a clear nod to the importance of military tradition in the American story. Though the 1998 Washington Quarter was not part of the 50-state quarters program, it nevertheless set the stage for what was to come. The Mint's decision to include a reverse design with a new, patriotic theme was part of a broader effort to refresh and diversify the nation's coinage. This quarter was one of the last before the 50-state quarters program began, and it's easy to see why collectors would soon start to see a change in the way they approached U.S. coinage. Now, let's turn our attention to the minting process and the number of 1998 Washington quarters that were produced. In 1998, the U.S. Mint produced over 1 billion quarters across the three main minting locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. These were minted in the standard copper-nickel clad composition, and the majority of these coins were distributed for general circulation. As a result, the 1998 Washington Quarter is not particularly rare, and most of them are worth only 25 cents if you were to come across one today in your pocket change. However, this is where things get interesting. Among the billions of quarters that were minted, a select few are incredibly rare, coins that are in flawless condition, that were minted with special characteristics, or that were misstruck during the minting process. These rare examples are highly coveted by collectors and investors, as they represent the intersection of rarity, condition, and historical significance. One of the key factors that make the 1998 Washington Quarter so desirable is its potential for finding minting errors. Coin errors are some of the most exciting and valuable types of coins in the numismatic world, and the 1998 Washington Quarter is no exception. Some of these quarters were struck with die errors, which led to slight misalignments, doubling, or other imperfections. When these errors are found, especially on coins that are otherwise in perfect condition, their value can increase exponentially. The most valuable 1998 Washington quarters are those that have been graded as MS 67 or higher by professional grading services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These coins are considered to be in mint state, meaning they have no signs of wear, are virtually flawless, and often show few, if any, signs of handling. Collectors covet these high-grade examples because they represent the highest standard of American coinage. It's also important to consider the rarity of these high-grade 1998 Washington quarters. As with any collectible item, rarity increases value. Over the years, many of the coins that were minted in 1998 have been worn down or damaged through circulation. Finding a 1998 Washington quarter in perfect condition is rare, and those that have remained unscathed are worth a significant premium. So, what's the current market value of a 1998 Washington quarter, particularly the rare high-grade examples? Well, some of these coins have sold at auction for remarkable sums. While most circulated examples are worth just 25 cents, coins that are in pristine condition and have been graded at MS 67 or higher can easily fetch between $10,000 and $15,000. However, the most coveted examples, those that are both error-free and in mint condition, have been known to fetch as much as $35,000 at top-tier coin auctions. That's right. A coin that was originally worth just a quarter can now be worth 140,000 times its face value, depending on its condition, rarity, and historical significance. For collectors, this is a dream come true. The 1998 Washington Quarter offers not just the opportunity to own a piece of American history, but also the chance to make a serious financial return. The 1998 Washington Quarter is a perfect example of how the world of coin collecting can be both fascinating and rewarding. It's a coin that was produced in large quantities, yet certain rare and high-quality examples have managed to stand out and become incredibly valuable. For those who are lucky enough to have a high-grade 1998 Washington Quarter in their collection, they possess a coin that represents the pinnacle of American coinage, both in terms of historical significance and its impressive value. So, how can you determine if you have one of these rare, valuable coins? The first step is to examine your 1998 Washington quarters closely. Look for signs of wear and tear, as well as any errors in the design. If your coin looks like it's in nearly perfect condition, it may be worth having it professionally graded by a trusted grading service. If you find that your coin is graded as MS 67 or higher, You could be holding onto something worth a significant sums. In the end. The 1998 Washington quarter is a prime example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can become an extraordinary collectible. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, coins like these show how the world of numismatics is filled with potential rewards for those who are willing to dive deep into the history, rarity, and artistry of American coinage. And now, the big reveal. The 1998 Washington quarter dollar can fetch up to $35,000 for the rare, high-grade examples that have stood the test of time. If you have one of these coins, it may just be time to take a closer look. Who knows? You might have a hidden treasure right in your pocket. Top 4. In the world of coin collecting, there are certain years and coins that stand out, becoming more than just a piece of currency. They become treasures of American history, rarity, and unexpected value. The 1970 Washington quarter dollar is one such coin. At first glance, it might seem like just another coin from the past, part of a vast history of American currency. But for collectors, investors, and numismatists, this coin holds a story far more captivating than its simple appearance. In fact, today, the 1970 Washington quarter is worth a jaw-dropping $70,000 for those who have managed to find the right specimen. So, how did a quarter that was once worth just 25 cents evolve into one of the most sought-after coins in the market? Let's explore its fascinating journey. The Washington quarter has been a mainstay in American currency since 1932. Initially minted to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, this quarter has undergone several iterations over the years. But by 1970, it was a well-established part of everyday life, circulating widely and being used in commerce across the country. However, while the design remained largely unchanged, there were still subtle shifts in the minting process that would lead to certain 1970 quarters becoming rare and highly valuable. Understanding the significance of the 1970 Washington quarter begins with its historical context. The United States in 1970 was a nation in flux, caught between the lingering effects of the 1960s cultural upheaval and the beginnings of the economic challenges that would define the 1970s. The country was in the midst of the Vietnam War, and civil rights movements were pushing for social change. Coin production, too, was influenced by these times. The U.S. Mint was focused on producing a vast number of quarters, as the coin was still widely used in circulation, especially in vending machines, tolls, and even in daily transactions. Despite the large numbers of 1970 Washington quarters produced, the year is notable for a significant shift in coinage production that would impact future coin values. By this time, the U.S. Mint was already experimenting with the idea of coin production efficiency, and the introduction of new dies and changes in the minting process would soon leave a mark on certain coins, making them rarer than others. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 1970 Washington quarter. The obverse of the coin, which is the front face, features the familiar profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States. This design, created by John Flanagan, had been in use since 1932. Flanagan's design depicts Washington in a classic, dignified manner, with his profile facing left. The legend Liberty arcs above him, and beneath the portrait is the year of mintage, 1970, in this case. Above Washington's head is the inscription "In God We Trust," a phrase that has been part of American coinage since the late 19th century. The reverse side of the 1970 Washington quarter is equally iconic. It features an eagle with outstretched wings, perched atop a bundle of arrows, a symbol of American strength and unity. The eagle has been a staple of U.S. coin design for centuries, but the 1970 quarter's rendition carries a sense of dignity and patriotism. The inscription, United States of America, arches across the top, while E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, is found at the bottom. The words quarter dollar complete the reverse design, denoting the coin's value. But while the 1970 Washington quarter may appear to be a straightforward piece of currency, there's a lot more going on under the surface. To understand its value, we must first explore how it was minted. In 1970, the U.S. Mint struck quarters at three primary locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produced quarters without any mint mark, while the Denver Mint used the D mint mark to identify their quarters. The San Francisco Mint, known for its production of proof coins, struck a limited number of quarters that year, which were primarily intended for collectors and not for circulation. This would eventually play a pivotal role in how the 1970 quarters are valued. Now, you may wonder why the 1970 Washington quarter is worth such a considerable amount. The primary reason lies in the rare and highly sought-after errors and variations that occurred during the minting process. These errors, combined with the coin's exceptional condition, have transformed what was once a standard quarter into a highly valuable collector's item point. One of the most notable and valuable variations of the 1970 Washington quarter is the 1970 S-proof quarter. Unlike most other quarters of the time, this proof coin was produced in limited quantities at the San Francisco Mint. Proof coins are specially made for collectors and are known for their sharp, detailed strikes and high-quality finish. The 1970 S-proof quarter was no exception, and it quickly became a coveted piece for serious collectors. The 1970 S-proof quarter is not only valuable because of its limited production and quality, but it also holds additional appeal due to its potential for finding rare mint errors. One of the most exciting and valuable errors associated with the 1970 S quarter is the no S variety. This error occurred when a small number of proof coins were struck without the mint mark that typically appears on quarters produced in San Francisco. As a result, these coins are incredibly rare and highly prized among collectors. The no S 1970 S-proof quarter is one of the most famous and sought-after varieties in the history of American coinage. Due to the rarity of this coin, it is considered one of the most valuable modern coins in existence. When these coins are found in mint condition, they can fetch extraordinary prices. It's not uncommon for the 1970 S no S-proof quarter to sell for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Some of the best preserved examples of this coin have been known to break the $70,000 mark. This dramatic increase in value is largely due to the coin's rarity. When a coin is produced with an error, particularly one as significant as a missing mint mark, it creates a unique collectible item. The scarcity of these coins means that the demand for them only grows, and the value increases as collectors vie for the chance to add one to their collection. While the no S variety is the most well-known error, it's not the only variation of the 1970 Washington quarter that has captured the attention of collectors. Quarters that were struck with slight imperfections, such as misalignments, double strikes, or off-center minting, can also command higher prices. Coins that have been kept in pristine condition, with little to no wear or handling, are also much more valuable than those that have circulated and become worn down over the years. So, what can you expect if you come across a 1970 Washington quarter in your collection or your pocket change? Most likely, it's a coin that's worth face value, 25 cents. But if you happen to have one of the rare, error-free 1970 S-proof quarters, particularly one with the no S mint mark error, you could be holding onto a coin worth a small fortune. The best way to determine its value is to have the coin professionally graded by an expert coin grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These services will assess the coin's condition and give it a grade that helps determine its market value. To put it simply, if you're lucky enough to have one of these rare 1970 Washington quarters in top condition, you could be sitting on a coin worth $70,000 or more. The rarity, historical significance, and potential for minting errors have made this coin one of the most desirable in the world of numismatics. And now, for the big reveal. The 1970 Washington quarter is one of the most fascinating and valuable coins from the 20th century. While most of these quarters are worth no more than 25 cents, the no S-proof variety has been known to fetch upwards of $70,000 in auction. This coin's rarity, combined with its historical context and the intrigue surrounding its minting errors, make it an extraordinary find for any collector. The next time you handle a 1970 Washington quarter, take a moment to appreciate the potential hidden within. You never know if you're holding on to a treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. Happy collecting, and thanks for watching.